A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Canadian singer-songwriter Susan Jacks dies at 73 in BC. Canadian singer-songwriter and member of the Poppy Family, Susan Jacks, has died at the age of 73.
She was inducted into the British Columbia Entertainment Hall of Fame. A former record producer and member of the Poppy Family, Susan Jacks was best known for her work with the band the Poppy Family.
Jacks' death has been attributed to kidney failure. She was inducted into the BC Entertainment Hall of Fame in 2010.
Susan Jacks was a Canadian singer-songwriter. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Vancouver-based psychedelic pop group the Poppy Family enjoyed great success, scoring several international hit records.
It is widely regarded as one of the most influential musical acts of the decade. Its founder, Susan Jacks, was a talented songwriter who drew inspiration from a wide variety of musical genres.
After marrying her husband Terry Jacks, Susan began performing as a duo in small clubs. She began collaborating with him and they soon formed the rock band the Poppy Family.
Their first hit Which Way You Going, Billy? Reached number 1 in Canada and the US, earning the band 4 Juno Awards. The band also enjoyed some modest success overseas, though not as big as their earlier hits.
The Poppy Family began gaining popularity in the United States and Europe in the late 1960s. Their most famous hit, What Can the Matter Be?, was released the following year on the US chart, and despite the success of their music, the Poppy Family broke up in the late 1970s.
Terry Jacks, the group's bassist, disliked live shows and they eventually split. Susan Jacks was born on August 19, 1948, in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
She began performing at a young age and soon appeared on national TV shows. In the late 1960s, she and her husband, Terry Jacks, joined forces with 2 other musicians and formed a group called the Poppy Family.
After her first organ transplant, Jacks continued to support the Kidney Foundation through songwriting. Despite the difficulties, she was determined to continue recording her debut album.
She also played many benefit concerts for the Kidney Foundation. After her second husband, Ted Dushinsky, passed away of cancer in 2005, Jacks began a solo career as a singer-songwriter.
In 1983, she and her family moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where she continues to record new songs. In the 1980s, Jacks became involved with environmental issues.
Her song Where Evil Grows was an instant hit, selling over 3 million copies worldwide and becoming number 1 in Canada. Jacks was also a Juno Award nominee and once received a prize for Best New Country Artist in Oklahoma.
While her music career was relatively brief, her activism and efforts are well documented. She was inducted into the British Columbia Entertainment Hall of Fame.
The Canadian singer-songwriter Susan Jacks was inducted into the British BC Entertainment Hall of Fame in 2010. She began her career on the national television series Music Hop at the age of 15.
In 2010, Jacks was awarded the honor of being a member of the Hall of Fame, and her first album, Dream, was released in 1976. A year later, Jacks underwent a life-threatening kidney failure, but was able to recover.
In 2011, Jacks planned to release her 4th album, Future, which was due to be released in 2018. Born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Susan Jacks rose to international stardom with her band, the Poppy Family.
Her first recording sold 3 million copies worldwide and reached number 1 on the Canadian and US
Billboard charts. Later, she collaborated with her husband, Terry Jacks, and the duo became the Poppy Family.
The song, Which Way You Go Billy, became a hit in the US and Canada, and Jacks and Terry were nominated for Juno Awards for 2 consecutive years.
The singer has 6 brothers and a sister and lives in Vancouver with her husband, Terry. She underwent a kidney transplant in 2009 from her brother Bill and was in great health prior to her health crisis.
Although she has undergone several surgeries and health problems since her kidney transplant, Jacks is still expected to return to the studio in the next year to record her new album. Her husband is a Canadian football player and a singer, songwriter, and they founded the Poppy Family together in 1967.
The awards ceremony also recognized her achievements in the music industry, including her first solo album. Her 1980 album, Ghosts, received a Juno Award nomination for the song All the Tea in China.
She later re-released Ghosts, and became an executive vice president of a publishing company in Nashville. Her husband died of cancer in 2005, and she returned to the music business in 1983 to raise their son.
She died of kidney failure. The death of 73-year-old singer-songwriter Susan Jacks is a tragedy for her fans and her family.
Jacks was diagnosed with kidney failure in 2005 and had a transplant a few years later. She had been on life support for a few days after receiving a kidney transplant from her brother, Bill.
She was a fan favorite, and fans were left devastated by the news during the 1970s. Jacks continued to perform solo.
After splitting from her husband, Terry, she began recording solo albums. Her first solo album, I Thought of You Again, became a hit in Canada.
She later added tabla players that would sing to her group. The group's most well-known song, Which Way You Going, Billy? Reached out
1 in Canada and nearly 4 million in the U.S. The Canadian-born performer was inducted into the BC Entertainment Hall of Fame on June 27, 2010.
She first rose to fame as a member of the Poppy Family at age 15 with their debut album St. Louise, which was pulled from the market after 1 week.
The album was re-released in 2015. Several web portals did not immediately announce Jacks' death, but her family said she had been battling for her life, and was undergoing a kidney transplant.
Susan Jacks, a long-time member of the Canadian music scene, died of kidney failure at the age of 73 in Vancouver, British Columbia. The cause of her death has not been released.
She suffered from kidney failure for a long time. Her death is a tragic loss for her fans.
Fortunately, there are many tributes to her life. She was a record producer.
Susan Jacks was a Canadian singer-songwriter and record producer. She wrote and produced many hit songs, including My Baby Loves You and I Love You Too Much.
She also produced the band's debut album, Poppy, which sold more than 3 million copies worldwide. Listed below are some of her most popular tunes.
You'll recognize many of them. After completing her bachelor's degree, Jacks and her husband, Terry, moved to Nashville, where they recorded their debut album.
Tall Dark Stranger earned Jacks a Juno Award nomination and a win for Best New Female Country Artist in Oklahoma. Jacks went on to become a staff songwriter for the Nashville Publishing Company.
She later returned to Vancouver to resume her singing career. A founding member of the Poppy Family, Susan Jacks was born in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
She met her husband Terry Jacks while she was still a teenager, and they soon began collaborating. In 1967, they married, and Terry Jacks became the leader of Seasons in the Sun.
Their first album sold over 3 million copies worldwide and was number 1 in Canada and the USA. The song Where Evil Grows topped the charts in both Canada and the United States.
The Poppy Family began performing in 1968. Susan Jacks sang lead vocals, while Terry Jacks provided harmony vocals.
Sutwant Singh, a percussionist who had previously played with the Chessmen, also joined the group. The Poppy Family eventually disbanded in 1973, but their music remains popular.
A few of the songs are included in the new Sonic the Hedgehog film. Susan Jacks' career as a singer-songwriter started when she was only 15 years old.
In 2010, she was inducted into the BC Entertainment Hall of Fame. In the early 1970s, Jacks and her bandmates had a number of hit singles.